We are now on my way to work, but we're going to make a quick stop in Lake Asbury, which is in Clay County, Florida, where the organizer that I had on my podcast several weeks ago had a contest and awarded someone 4 hours of time to help organize a space that maybe they were having just a lot of trouble with inside their home. So we're going to go check that out, see the winner, and see how the space is progressing. Are we ready?
We are. We're born ready.
And I love this space compared to the pictures that I got.
I know, right?
Fantastic.
Yeah. Yes, very exciting.
So tell me, you won the contest, Melissa.
I did. I'm so excited.
Yay.
I've always wanted to do something like this.
Right. And Chelsea, you gave away 4 hours of organizing.
I did.
So tell me what this was all about. Tell me about this space, Melissa.
Well, originally when I bought the house, this was a formal dining room, and I'm not going to use it as a dining room. And so like I could be a great multi-purpose little office space. I've always kind of been like low-key creative, but not like super creative. So I kind of wanted like a little space to do that, but this ended up just becoming like, I don't have a place for this, let's throw it in here. I don't have a place for this, shove it in here. Oh, people are coming over for the holidays, shove it in here.
The catch-all.
It is a literal catch-all, and I actually have a garage that is that too, but that'll be a different project.
Yeah.
And so I'm not a visionary, so I can't come into a space and be like, oh, I know what to do. We can put this here, 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 and here. I've kind of started to become that way. That's like, I got a second fridge that fit in this room, bought those little things to like kind of fit, but I am trying to like utilize the stuff that like I have, but just make it work instead of buying $500 worth of new bins, you know, because that's always kind of startling too. Like you want to organize and be creative, but then it's expensive to like start out doing that. So, and having somebody come in and be like, let's put all of this stuff here together in this space. Like, okay, yeah, no, that works. I like that. Because she isn't tearing apart like what I have. You know, she's not making me get rid of a bunch of things. And I've already done a lot of purging myself. But I just needed everything to have, like, a space.
Yeah, now this is interesting because she did a lot of purging before you got here. Do you find that people do that? And that's kind of like a motivator because they know you're coming to help them get organized. And so they're like, oh no, it's like cleaning before the cleaning people get to your house.
Yeah.
You know?
In some cases, yes. In some cases, no. They get overwhelmed. They walk into the space and they can't even handle it. That's why they call me.
Yeah.
But in some cases, like you said, they start buying bins and they think that the bins are going to somehow help them get organized, and then they don't know, they don't fit in the space, and they have too much stuff to fit in the bins, and then it's overwhelming in that sense. So then that's kind of where I come in. So she got rid of a lot before I got here, but there's a whole table and pile out there that we've now gotten rid of together because I'm sorting and creating categories. Here's all of your journals. Here's all of your sticky notes. Here's all of your, you know, whatever, and sorting in that way. And it's like, okay, well, I have 15 journals. She got rid of 10 of them. You know, she realizes she doesn't need more stuff even after the sorting and decluttering process that she already did herself. So.
Isn't it hard though when she's saying we don't need this, we don't need that? Well, you have it there because you don't want to get rid of it.
Well, there was a lot, and we've talked about that quite a lot. Like there's just stuff like, well, I kind of want this, but I also kind of don't know why, and I don't necessarily have a place for it. But I'm also not ready to get rid of it, like just yet. And I don't generally have a huge issue getting rid of things necessarily. Like that's why like we do have stuff out there that I've gotten rid of, but sometimes it's a matter of like finding the place that it fits and having, and you get to that certain point, and I've always gotten to that point. That's why I was like, oh my god, I'm so glad this happened, because I'm like, I can only do so much until I get to this standstill, and like I don't know what else to do with it now. Like I already think in my head that I had like this figured out, you know, for instance, or this figured out, and then it's like, well, it doesn't fit there. So now what? You know, or you have all of my planner stuff, but it's like, it's here and here and here and here. I don't want that. I want it all in one succinct location, because otherwise you're not even going to remember that you have this stuff. You're not going to use that stuff. And so that's kind of what, that was very much what I needed, was for her to come and like tip over that edge to be like, now we have all of these things here.
Yeah, and I'm not necessarily like, you need to get rid of this. It's
Right.
like, here's all of your scrapbooking stuff. Let's make sure it fits in this general vicinity, and if it doesn't, let's just see if there's anything we can get rid of. And then she's like, okay, well, this paper I don't like, and this paper is ripped, and we don't really need this. So then she's making the decisions, and, you know, I'm not here to make her get rid of anything. It's not my stuff. I don't care. So you can keep it, but let's find a good way to store it where everything, all of her scrapbook stuff is here. All of her, you know, planner stuff. Oh, we got an empty drawer. Oh, we've got empty drawers. We love empty drawers. We got all of her supplies here, though. So now everything is together. So when she goes to get something, she knows exactly where it is, and everything is with its like home. Like she said, planner stuff isn't over there and over there and over there. Now it's just here. Yeah. So
now, I know we have before pictures and video. So what was it that you saw first when you came into the room? Like, what did you tackle first? What did you address first?
So this
This was
where you were standing.
The table?
Yeah. This desk was right in the
it was
middle.
literally right here.
Yeah. So I was like, let's move this over, and she had another chair in here. So we moved out the additional chair. We moved this over. And then just kind of started going around, surface into each drawer and seeing what she had, and put all the markers together and put all the scrap stuff together. And then it was like, okay, where is this pile of scrapbook stuff going to fit? And then we found that this is a good spot for it. So then we found homes for everything as they were collected and sorted and then decluttered throughout the process. And yeah, now she's got it.
So did you have to buy anything to... Did you already have the storage, or did you have to go buy stuff?
I did not buy anything for this specifically. I've kind of sort of collected throughout the years because I've always I can't even find the words because I keep trying to wanting to organize. I'm like a wannabe.
So you had all the
wannabe,
bins.
but I did.
On top of bins.
I did, because my kids' rooms growing up were very small and their closets were super small. So we put all of their toys and things in bins. Well, as they grew up and didn't use that stuff, I kept those bins. And so I would use it for some random kitchen stuff that I actually had out in the garage just to keep them protected, obviously. And so I kept a bunch of those. So I had that kind of stuff. And then going through treatment, actually, I got a bunch of different gift baskets. So I kept those gift baskets. This was actually one of them, I think, and a couple of cloth, bins. And so I just kept those because I'm like, one day I am going to figure out a home and a place for all of these things. And so I had a lot of those. She said she can bring some and you can buy some off of her too. So that's nice that she has, keeps them.
Yeah.
Here's a bin.
Yeah. Usually I have some in my car just in case, but what I do find, like she said, she has stuff. She's already bought it. She's already received it. There's a pile right outside I'm looking at that is just not being utilized. So I love to use what you already have. I don't want you to have to spend the extra money to go buy another thing because most people already have bookshelves or these drawers or plastic bins with lids. And once we do the declutter process, even if you do get rid of stuff before I get here, you realize that you don't even need that much stuff because you've already got the storage. We'll find a new space and a new system for you that works without buying additional stuff. So save you the couple extra $20, $30 or whatever the case may be, and let's use the baskets that you got as a gift or whatever it is. So
no, you donated 4 hours.
Yes.
But you were done ahead of time.
Yeah, it's been like 2 hours.
But looking at the pictures, I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff.
Yeah.
How are you going to finish all this in 4 hours?
I thought the same thing. When I got here, I was like, and she helped a lot. It's very helpful to work with the client, making decisions, talking through it, sorting through, because if I'm in here alone, it takes a little bit longer. And, every client's different. Some people are at work. Some people work from home. They've got to be on a meeting, whatever the case may be. But when I'm working with the client and we're sorting together and we're talking through it and I'm asking them questions and they're asking me questions, it tends to go really quickly, especially if they're excited for me to be here and they're ready to go through stuff and they're ready to see the transformation. Then it's like, okay, I'm excited. This looks good.
We're
we do a drawer like this, and
she's
like, oh my God, wait, let's keep going. So it's exciting.
I just want to stare at.
I know,
right? Isn't that pretty? It's like even though not all the bins match, and maybe I'll change them out, but now I can see the layout of it, and see how they all work in there together.
I didn't even notice that they didn't match. I was just looking at that. Everything was so geometrical.
She even has an extra one right here. In case
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I think there was two.
Ta-da! So, room to grow.
I love it.
And all of that was in a container that I had sitting here, which I actually had to try to reach behind to always access the light switch. But that was one of those things like, I'm gonna organize and I'll utilize it, but then I actually didn't end up having things to fill the drawers. And so what was there, like 8 drawers or something? She's like, can we just dump these?
There was like 8 out of 50 tiny drawers.
Yeah.
So she was like, oh, I was going to fill it easily, but then she didn't. So I was like, let's actually get rid of this whole unit, utilize the space that's already going to stay in here.
Right.
So kind of declutter some more of the spaces.
I want to see another space. Can you show me another space?
Yeah, absolutely. So she's got these.
Yeah.
these
The hidden filing cabinet.
I like the drape.
But we have supplies that she doesn't really use very often, and then more crafty stuff.
Right.
So we've got pens and markers and pencils and crayons and stuff. And then we went through, we love an empty drawer, but this is scrapbook stuff.
Like paper, scrap.
Yeah,
paper.
exactly. We did her sticky notes and her Sharpies and markers and her more markers. Yes, and highlighters and all the things. So everything is categorized. So she had a little bit here and a little bit there, but again, now she knows exactly where she's going to go if she wants a new Sharpie, because they're in the drawer.
So tell me this though.
Yes.
Knowing and having her in this space emotionally, because I know, I mean, you cleaning up before her makes, I can understand that feeling.
I've also been doing that for years. So it wasn't like just today. Like I have been slowly, trying to get to a place to be able to do that. So
when somebody comes in and you have to explain to them why this room looks the way it does, like how do you do that? How does that feel for anyone who's considering going to someone for help for organizing?
Well, I think it's a few different things, because obviously it you feel kind of embarrassed because like you don't want somebody to come into like, oh, like, hi, this is all of my junk, but she's very non-judgmental and she's fun and friendly and welcoming and warm, and so then that process is just like, okay, cool. And you, as you're talking to her, she's like, yeah, girl, I got that same, I got a bag problem at home or whatever the case may be. I'm not throwing you under
my bags and my magazines.
Right,
I got a problem.
Right. We all have our thing, so it's nice knowing that it's like she's just not here as like a critical professional trying to come in and like, this is how you should have it done. But she's very much taking your space, your personality, your needs and wants and desires, and even though some of them are future goals, all of that into consideration. And then it gives her, I think, the space to be able to like, okay, so this is what you like, this is what you want, this is what you need. And you have to be open also, I think, to be able to receiving that feedback. But she's also okay, like, no, she's like, so she's asking me, do you want them over here? I'm thinking, well, you're the professional, like, you tell me.
But she's
like, should I be correct?
in the
Yes,
process.
exactly. And so that's nice too. It's not just her dictating, like, we're gonna put all of this stuff all up here, It's, do you like this here? Does that work for you? Will that work for what you want? And it's nice to be part of that, organization system.
And again, I keep going back to the pictures and videos that I saw before, and just me walking in this room, it just felt just like, oh my gosh, this space.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how it feels for you. So how does it feel when you look around here?
It feels quite open. I have had this desk right here, and all of those bins, like, all of this stuff was just kind of cluttered here.
Yes.
I have a new printer that I haven't even put up yet, and it was just walking into, and then you're like, well, I don't have, what am I doing with those? I want to keep some of them, at least they're cute. Where can I incorporate that into, my house? So it's very freeing. And it's like, oh, now I can maybe actually sit in here and like do something and utilize that desk. And I bought that desk and never touched it. It became a dump site for everything. It's a mail that I needed to file, because I do file. I mean, she saw my filing cabinet. Like, it is actually organized. So that's what I was like.
I'm looking at her. I'm like, really? Was it really?
Yeah.
I don't even go in that drawer.
we didn't even touch it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I was like, I've always been a little bit of a wannabe, but just have never been able to like see it through all the way to, completion. So that's probably the biggest satisfaction for me, is being able to like have the completion of, kind of that project.
And one more thing not to worry about.
Yeah.
Holy moly. And now she's like becoming addicted to this. And she's like, I want you to do more.
Yeah, she's
By
like,
the way.
garage, let's look at the calendar.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Melissa, Chelsea.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm so
Yeah,
happy
me
we
too.
had I love it. Love it.
This is great.
Love.
Yes, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.